everyone, my name is Tiara Rezki. I am a student of Faculty of Economic and Business, Tanjung Pura University, Management batch 2014. So in this opportunity, I would like to answer the question for midterm exam that given by my lecturer, Mr. Adi Mursalin. So for the first question, it's about the definition from the three expert. So in my opinion, I take three experts, which is Kate Davids and Stephen Robbins and then Lutens. First definition come from Kate Davids, which is organizational behavior is the study and application of knowledge about how people act within organizations. And the second definition is come from Stephen Robbins, which is define organizational behavior as a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, group, and structure have on organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge, improving an organization effectiveness. And the third definition comes from Lutens. He said that organizational behavior can be defined as the understanding, prediction, and management of the human behavior affect the performance of the organization itself. And the second question, it's about the three level of analysis in organizational behavior model. So, in my opinion, based on the article that I read, there are three level analysis for organizational behavior, and this model is related one and each other. The first one is about input and then process and outcomes. So for the input itself, from the individual level, such as diversity, personality, and values. And for the group level, the input is such as structure, roles, and team responsibilities. And for the organizational level, input can be structure and culture. And the second model is about process. For the individual level, the process is such as emotion and mood, and then motivation, perception, and decision making. And for the group level, it's about communication, leadership, power and politics, and conflict and negotiation. And for organizational level, it's about human resource management and change practice. And the last model of organizational behavior is outcomes. For individual level, it's content of attitudes and stress, task performance, citizens and withdrawal behavior. And for the group level is such as cohesion and functioning. And the last is for organizational level, which is productivity and survival. And the question also about the discipline that related to organizational behavior. So the discipline that also contribute to organizational behavior, the first is psychology. So psychology is the science that seeks to measure, explain, and sometimes change the behavior of humans and other animals. And then the second one is sociology studies. It studies about people in relation to their fellow human beings to improve organizational performance. And the third discipline that also contribute to OB is about social psychology. So that is an area within psychology that blends concept from psychology and sociology, and that force on the influence of people and another. And the next is about anthropology. Its study on culture and environment has helped us understand difference in fundamental values, attitudes, and behavior between people in different countries and within different organizations. And the last one is about political science. So this study contributes to OBE, which is the study of the behavior of individuals and group within a political environment. And the third question is asked about what is attribution theory and what are its implications for explaining behavior in organization. So, in my opinion, attribution theory suggests that when we observe an individual's behavior, we attempt to determine whether it was internally or externally caused. And the determination depends largely on three factors, which is distinctiveness and consensus, and the last one is about consistency. So, consensus in here means that the extent to which other people behave in the same way in a similar situation. For example, there are person that smokes a cigarette when he goes out for a meal with his friend, and if his friend smokes, his behavior is high in consensus. If only that person smokes, then it is low. And the second one is distinctiveness. That term is the extent to which the person behaves in the same way in similar situation. For example, that person that smokes when he is out with friends, his behavior is high in distinctiveness. If he smokes at any time or place, distinctiveness is low. And the last one is about consistency. So it's the extent to which the person behaves like this every time the situation occurs. Back to the example of the people smokes. If the person only smokes when he is out with his friends, consistency is high. So if he only smokes on one special occasion, then consistency is low. The next question is about case study. It's tell about one day your boss come in and he is nervous, edgy, and argumentable. And the next he is calm and relaxed. And the question is, does this behavior suggest that personality traits are not consistent from day to day? So, in my opinion, I believe that it is no. There are simple variations in his emotional state. That emotion are reaction to be an object, not a trait. They are object specific, and emotion have a number of dimensions such as variety, intensity, frequency, and duration. Question number 5 asks about what is the relationship between job satisfaction and absenteeism and job satisfaction and turnover, which is the stronger relationship. So, in my opinion, not in my opinion, I mean from research that do Beverly and Jonas, the main goals of the present study was to determine the impact of job satisfaction on absenteeism, as research generally states that dissatisfied employees are more likely to miss work than satisfied employees. And the second relationship is about the relationship between job satisfaction and turnover. Based on the research from Ahmad Faisal Mahdi, the objective of the study is to examine the effect of intrinsic and extrinsic satisfaction on turnover. Intention has been reached and completed. Statistical analysis on a sample of 32 executive and non-executive employees revealed that both components of job satisfaction had a negative impact on turnover intention. So based on the research, the stronger relationship is between job satisfaction and turnover. And the next question is asked about what can firms do to create a motivating environment for their employee. So in my opinion, the firm can do four things that can create motivating environment for the employee. The first one is create tasks that are beneficial to the company. For example, one employee may feel that they simple answer the phone and transfer calls. They may feel that their job doesn't necessarily affect the company's success. Instead, let the employee know that transferring a call to the correct department can lead to improved customer satisfaction. And they now know how important it is to correctly transfer calls. This will in turn motivate them to effectively and efficiently perform the job. And the second is hire top performers. For example, 2 or 3 team members are consistent complainers and habitually absent, and they express little to no desire to view their work as direct contribution to the company's success, and their attitudes and lack of motivation begins rubbing off on others' employees. Employees will feed off of their co-workers' attitudes, motivation, and performance. Hire top performers to create a stimulating atmosphere among all your employees. And the third way the company can do to create motivating environment for the employee is show appreciation. For example, an employee works weeks on a project that in turn increase profits for your company. However, you've lately noticed that employees taking longer breaks and neglecting their work. Chances are your lack of praise made the employee feel unappreciated. Instead, offering simple word of praise and appreciation will motivate the employee to maintain and even increase their adaptiveness. And the last that company can do is set the goals. For example, although you've implemented a list of goals, you notice that the employee are not exactly tackling them. While you may think that creating and hanging the list up is enough, you may have missed one crucial element, a timeline, for example, and when the employees know when exactly you expect the goal to be accomplished, they will become motivated to meet a specific deadline. The next question is the question about the Maslow's hierarchy needs of theory and ERG theory, MC Celan theory of needs, and motivation hygiene theory. And how are they related to one and another? So first, I would like to explain about the Maslow hierarchy of needs. The most basic of Maslow's needs are psychological needs. Psychological needs refer to the needs for food, water, and other biological needs. These needs are basic because when they are lacking, the search for them overpower all the other urges. And the second theory is ERG theory. It's developed by Clayton Alderfer. Is a modification of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Instead of the 5 needs that are hierarchically organized, Alderfer proposed that basic human needs may be grouped under 3 categories, namely existence, relatedness, and growth. Existence corresponds to Maslow's psychological and safety needs, and then relatedness corresponds to social needs, and growth refers to Maslow esteems and self-actualization. And the third theory is from MC Celan theory. It's explained about accurate needs has important implication for the motivation of the employees. Manager need to understand dominant needs of their employees to be able to motivate them. And the last theory is comes from motivation hygiene theory from Frederick Hesberg. Then Hesberg come to the conclusion that aspects of the work environment that satisfy employees are very different from aspects that dissatisfies them. In contrast, motivators are factors that are intrinsic to the job, such as achievement, recognition, interesting work, increased responsibility, advancement, and growth opportunities. According to Hesberg, the research, motivators are the condition that truly encourage employees to try harder. Now I will answer the question A, part 2, which is organizational behavior is for everyone. Build an argument to this statement. I absolutely agree with this statement. I think not only manager that need the knowledge about organizational behavior, but every people. Students need to know the knowledge about organizational behavior for the improvement of their personality and behavior in the future. And the family need the knowledge about organizational behavior also for making good decisions for the result of family discussion. And also political parties, I think they also need organizational behavior before they face the election. And they have to study about the behavior of society and how it affects people performance. And the next question about the example of situation where expressing emotion openly might improve job performance. So in here, I give my example. For example, you feel dissatisfied with your employee who often come late to the office. When you express your feeling clearly to that employee, for sure that employee will not come late again for the next time. Of course, the way you express your feeling must be considered also. If you express your emotion in a good and polite way, without hurt anybody's feeling, then it will bring you to the good job performance. And the next question is about managers should do everything they can do to enhance the job satisfaction of their employees. So for this statement, absolutely I am agree. It is clear that managers should do everything they can do to enhance the job satisfaction of their employee. It is because when their employee satisfied with the job, then they will perform a good work and feel happy about it. It can do by give them job which is based on their interests and their skills. Always appreciate and reward them when they do a good work, then they will more satisfied with their job. Of course, it will bring you to the future goal that easy to achieve. And the last question of part A, which is how is organizational behavior applied in your life as a student, employee in the workplace, and as an employer. So as a university student, organizational behavior helped me to improve my personality and behavior. So in the future, it will easy for me to pass the psychology test when I apply the job. And as an employee, organizational behavior can help by give deeper understanding about what should we do and what should we not do in the workplace. If an employee can master the study of organizational behavior well, they will happy in doing their job. work hard to achieve company's goal. And of course, their boss will appreciate and reward them based on their capability. And last, as an employer or manager, organizational behavior will help you to understand the attitude, personality, and behavior of people, so you can see how far that can affect organization performance. And of course, it will help you in decide good decision for your own company. Now, welcome to part B. So after answer the question, all of question of part A, now I will answer the question in the part B, which is the first question is about, please mention the titles of topics that have been presented in the class, and mention the names of the student presenting the topics, and how do you find their presentation, mastery and speech or communication. What lesson can you get from each topic which they have presented. So the first chapter, it's meant that the first presenter is myself and my partner Luna Anissa. We explained about the introduction of organizational behavior, but what is organizational behavior in general. So the second presenters is Etsa and Miriam. They explain about diversity in organization. And the third presenter is Andre and Indri. They explain about attitudes and job satisfaction. And the fourth presenters is Sita and Pandu. They explain about emotion and mood, and personality and values, presented by Reno and Rianti. And the sixth presenters are Leah and Erickson. They explain about perception and individual decision making. And seventh, which is explained by Tara and Husnul, about motivation concept. And eighth presenter are Hendy and Stephen. They explain about motivation from concept to application. And the last presenters explain about foundation of group behavior, which explained by Daniel and Karin. So in my opinion, the presentation is good, and they already master their own material, and it is interesting and fun because we give reward to each other as a present for friends who can answer the question for review for each presentation. And from that presentation, I can get many lessons about organizational behavior, which is I got deeper understanding about organizational behavior itself in organization, family, or in a society. And I also get the knowledge about emotion and mood. It was different. I thought before it was same. So after I heard the presentation from Sita and Pandu, I know that emotion is more longer than the mood itself. So after I see and heard from my friend's presentation, I can see the behavior of people is different. So in the workplace, we can understand one in each other's, which is we can support one in each other's to support the performance to achieve the same goals in the company. The second question is about the video. So I already watched 4 videos, which are Change Management Unit 1, Organizational Change, and 2 reasons why people resist change, how to drive organizational change, and the power of decision making, that was posted in TEDx Grass, and the last one about organizational culture. So about the first video, which is Change Management Unit 1, Organizational Change, that published on March. March 14, 2014. In this video of the course Change Management, part of the Master of Business Administration program. The speaker is Professor Dr. Holger Sommerfeld. He discussed about the topic of organizational change. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand what organizational behavior change is about, and you will realize that all organizations need to change in order to survive, and the organizational change can be difficult. Well, the second video is about 2 reasons why people resist change, how to drive organizational change. So this video published on October 30, 2013. In this video, I can learn that not actually change itself that people in your company are resisting. So what are your people resisting? Organizational change is resist for 2 reasons. The first reason is they don't feel there is a purpose for the change, or they don't feel involved. The highlight is when people know why they should change, most people will step up and make the change necessary. The problem is leaders don't spending nearly enough time focusing on why the change is necessary. The other problem is leaders don't give their people a seat at the table. As a human beings, we naturally want to be involved, right? And the third video comes from the channel TED Talk. As we know, TED Talk is very good channel video that often posts the best video for learning. And at this time, the title is The Power of Decision Making from Benedict Ahofeld. So this video published on December 23, 2016. So this is a new video. This video told me that every day we make 20,000 decisions, most of them with lightning speed. Brain research proved that the least of them, on the other hand, are rational and well thought through. The behavioral economy shows that. Benedict reveals which 3 decision traps you should certainly avoid and how you can utilize the findings of brain research. So decision making runs like a golden thread through Benedict's life. Decisions that meet his standard hold no barrier. At the age of 13, you would have found him sitting on the rooftops meditating. And age 16, with little more than 2 months work experience, he decided for himself to become an entrepreneur. Today, Benedict enables people and companies to live and work smart by sharing his expertise on the psychology of decision making. And the last video is about organizational culture. So this video published on March 2010, March 23, by Joel Peterson. So from this video, I can know that when starting a new venture, it is easy to get consumed with the task in making this a reality. But without giving a careful thought to how one interacts with others, particularly on team, a founder may be setting a culture without knowing it. What can a founder do to positively impact the culture for the long term in these very early days? And what should he or she be careful not to do to negatively impact the culture? Popular Stanford GSB lecturer Joel Peterson leads a discussion on the issue surrounding development of a corporate culture in a new business venture. So based on his experience as the managing partner of Trammell, Crow, as well as investor and board member of many newly formed and growing companies, including chairman of JetBlue. Wow, I already finished to answer all of the questions for midterm exam in this time. So I hope that my answer can be beneficial for other people, especially for people who watch this video. I want to say thank you very much for my lecturer, Mr. Adi Mursalin, who teach us and give us many knowledge about organizational behavior in detail. And thank you. See you for other opportunity.